Hey YouTube, it's Rose. I have tried recording this video and not knowing how to have the perfect start, but there is no perfect start to what I'm about to say, so I'm just gonna say it. Don't make people uncomfortable in public spaces, and I guess let me rewind. I'm gonna upload this video, flaws and all, no edits, just because I kind of want you to see what this has done to me. My brain can't even put into words how I'm feeling right now, based on what happened to me yesterday. But story time. Um, Yesterday, my partner and I went out shopping for some groceries. Now we didn't have a lot of money on us, so we were like, let's go to a grocery outlet. It's a very common place to get some cheap, easy meals to eat here in the United States. And from the moment we walked in to the moment that we left, something in me, like this like gut feeling, just felt uncomfortable. And I just kind of was like, "Oh, it's whatever. You're overthinking it. It's not that big of a deal." But it wasn't just a gut feeling. Something was wrong. I was being followed throughout the store. Whether it was because of my very prideful hair right now, the fact that I am not a skinny person, I am a chunky person. I am black. Like, there's a lot of things that this person could have been thinking about when they looked at me. Um, Maybe they wanted to hurt me. Maybe they wanted to get to know me in some way. I have no idea. All I know is that I was in this store at the end of a very long, tiresome work day, just trying to get some groceries to take home and eat. And I couldn't even shop because after grabbing a few items and this man following me through every single aisle I was walking down, like he was doing the thing people do where they pretend that they're looking at something they're gonna buy, but they have no intention of buying it. They just want to look like they're busy. So he would kind of, I have a pen right here. Let's pretend that this pen is the tomatoes he was looking at while I was walking down the aisle. So he would just kind of go like with like every fucking aisle I was walking up or down, and it was really creepy. Like I kind of like in my peripheral, I was noticing him a lot, and I was, because I have a generalized anxiety disorder, I was kind of just telling myself it's all in your head, don't worry about it, like you're fine. But it wasn't in my head, and I think that it's important that I upload this so that other people know that even if you have a mental health disorder, you need to trust your gut instincts because your gut instincts are there to help you. They're survival instincts. They're there to protect you. And I just kept wanting to shut mine down. And it wasn't until I made it, or no, it wasn't until I decided there was an item I was no longer going to be getting. And I like backtraced a few aisles and I put the item back. He was right there. Literally, like, clocked me, was going to walk over to me. And I just, everything in me said, get out. So I sped walk to the other side of the store where my fiance was, and he wasn't feeling very well. And I said, "Hey, babe, we need to go." And he said, "That the guy with the hat?" And I was like, "You know?" And he said, "I clocked him the second we walked in here." And I was noticing that whenever you would walk away from an aisle, he would go right into that aisle and just kind of like stare at you, like wherever you were standing last, he would like switch places and like clock you. And I was like, yeah, he's been doing that in literally every aisle we've been going in, and I feel like I can't focus on my shopping because I'm focused on this creep and whatever his intentions are. And thankfully, my guy, he doesn't have a law enforcement background, but he's kind of, one of those guys who grew up watching tons of detective shows and true crime stuff. And so he kind of, he's like my Batman. And so he was like, yeah, no, I had a feeling that guy was like, something wasn't up. Something wasn't right with that man that he was following you. And he immediately was like, okay, take the groceries, go to checkout. I'm gonna go inform a store worker and also keep tabs on him to make sure he doesn't like try to go over to you while you're checking out groceries. And so I was like, okay, so that's what we did. And I remember the associate when I got up to the check stand saying like, oh hey, how's your day? And I was like, it was better. Like I was so like frantic. I remember I was like shaking, my voice was shaking. I was like, get to the car, get the fuck out. I didn't like. So I was like, oh, it was nice, but this gentleman was being really creepy and following me around the store, so we're gonna leave now. And the guy was like, oh, what? Seriously, that's not cool. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, but it's okay. Like my guy came to the rescue. He's telling one of the workers to keep tabs on him so it doesn't happen to anyone else. Because one thing that my guy said is, um, if for some reason he didn't have bad intentions, but he maybe, I don't know, maybe he fetishized people who look like me, then the next black woman who goes into the store could be targeted. And so I just, I'm glad that he kind of made it an issue for the store workers so that this doesn't happen to someone else too. At least I hope it doesn't. I really hope it doesn't. But I'm 30 years old and I've never, no, I can't say never. The first time a man made me truly uncomfortable, I was 13 or 14 years old. And I was walking through the University District of Seattle, Washington. And I remember I was kind of upset with my mom that day, and we were going somewhere together. So I kind of did the thing, angsty teens do, where you kind of speed walk ahead your parent like you're so much better than them. And this man came out from an alleyway and he said to me, hey, Shawty, you want to go have some fun? And I looked him dead in the eyes and I said, I'm 13. And I said that with so much confidence, despite being terrified of whatever he was thinking and feeling and wanting to do to me. Thankfully, he was not one of the. And my mom could see me, by the way. I wasn't like full on gone. I was like, she was here. I was like, here. And so, thankfully, as soon as I said my age, homeboy like dashed out back down the alley. He was like, I ain't Drake. Went back down the alleyway. So that was nice. But it's still, I do still remember him asking me that and me being like, protect yourself, bitch. Like, say something that will scare him. And even as a kid, my instinct was, I am a child. And I'm glad that I did that. So I just, it's so sad to me how many women and people, assumed female at birth, I'll say, AFAB folks, who have to go through this stuff. Um, my pronouns, by the way, are they, them, she, her. I identify as a non-binary they, them person. I use she, her pronouns more so for family, just to kind of keep things easier, especially because I have foreign family and there's like translations and things like that. So I be an auntie to my family that way. Um, but it's crazy to me that this happened, and I am very grateful that I have a good partner who had my back and kind of knew how shaken up I was, and I'm someone who just something from childhood trauma. I guard my initial emotion. So even if I am angry, even if I am super sad, whatever the case may be, it's like I have a facade, so you don't really know what I'm feeling until you ask me a second time. And so we got back to the car. I was like, I need to get in the car. So he let me in the car, locked the car, was putting in the groceries, then joined me in the car. And he says, so how are you feeling? Like he hand on my lap, how are you feeling? And I was like, I'm fine. I'm okay. Let's go. And it wasn't until he asked me, no, how are you really feeling? That I just broke down crying. I was like, that was so scary. I just wanted to get food. Why did that have to happen? And like I don't know, I kind of like honestly part of that little chunk of time blacked out a little bit. I think part of my brain blacked it out, so I can't completely remember the experience. If anybody knows why that happens, I'd love to know. I'm not a brain person, um, but I'd really love to know why. I can only remember like snippets of what happened in the car, like my true feelings. But I remember I cried, and he said it was okay, and basically like we could go to another grocery store to get the rest of what we needed. So that's what we did. And he just kind of, comforted me, kept me. He didn't distract me from thinking about the situation, which is I'm grateful for, honestly, because he could have, and I would have been upset because I think that these situations there's the right time and place for distraction, and for someone like me, I'm not someone who could have been or wanted to be distracted from that situation because it was an experience I wanted to learn from and grow from. And even if it gave me a terrible ending to my night, it gave me something to share with all of you. And so all I'm going to leave this off with is when you're out in public, respect other people's space. If you have positive intentions, here's the thing, that man could have had complete positive intention. He could have been like, I fucking love her hair and I want to tell her. Following me around every aisle of the store until I'm almost out of that aisle and doing it again through several aisles, not the way to tell me you like my hair. So if you like something on someone, just be honest with them. If you're soft spoken, I promise. I used to be soft spoken. You'll see. I'll upload 14-year-old me on here. She is like, I want to be a YouTuber. I'm recently opening this channel because my friends and I are going to be making improv videos together. Yes, we are. Like, okay, come on. If you like something, compliment the person. I promise you, you might make their day. There have been a lot of people who have complimented my braids when I've been having a shitty day, and it puts a smile on my face. So just say what you feel, if it's kind. If you have negative intentions towards a person, please keep them to yourself. If that man fucking hated me because he saw me at a anti-Trump protest a few days before, sorry, I don't like Trump. I don't respect him. I probably shouldn't. I will mute this if there's something in YouTube where I can't freely speak, but yeah. Um, there's bad people in the world and there's good people in the world, right? But I don't know whether that man was bad or good, but he made me feel very bad. And so my brain said he was a bad man. Um, but I truly hope this never happens to me again. I hope this never happens to my mom, my niece. Like I actually need to talk to my mom because I want to know if shit like this has happened to her. She's older, so I'm sure it has. But nine times out of 10, the women you care about have gone through the women and the AFAB folks you care about have gone through something like this, and it's really sad. And I want better for us as a collective. I want better. I want us to be able to live like men do, and I don't think that's asking too much to just have our space respected and our bodies respected and our voices heard. So I'm gonna sign off on that, and I know I'll have a better day today because it's Juneteenth. I'm here. I'm queer. I'm not going anywhere. I also got the melanin for days. So it's just a double celebration for me today, and I'm gonna have a much better day than I did yesterday. And if you didn't have a very good day yesterday, I hope you have a better day today too. So until next time, with something fun and way less serious. Um, until next time. Please stay up to date.
Yeah. Okay. Ciao, people.